Yeah, so we would welcome is Dennis Chen in the room. Yeah, so we would welcome you on the floor to share your presentation with us.
Okay. This, but last time I was giving remote talks pre-recorded, and this is the first time on the big stage. And I came from a long distance flight from Taiwan, 3 plus 8 hours by flight. Okay, today I want to talk about something about the importing stuff into OpenStreetMap. The title today is The Journey of Importing Open Data Address in Taiwan and into OpenStreetMap. My my English name is Dennis, and my ID is Superplex. I'm both active in OpenStreetMap and Wikidata. And also, I'm also a board member of Wikimedia Taiwan. Here are some quick overview about these two communities that we have a monthly meetup in Taipei every month. And if you have some time to visit Taiwan, maybe you can drop by to say hi to us. And these two communities are quite overlap between each other. Some members are OpenStreetMap also work on Wikidata. Some members from Wikidata will fix something on OpenStreetMap, like adding some Wikidata links on OpenStreetMap. And both community has some will monitor some changes and discuss some mapping schema or something editing schema for both projects. Like this kind of stuff, maybe the photo is too small. This is some vandalism of Taiwan, and fortunately it's just Note. So we just simply close it and it'll be all okay. But sometimes there are much serious one, that there's some Chinese guy that not happy with how Taiwan was mapped on OpenStreetMap. This is a really serious threat because he actually edited on OpenStreetMap. The guy had draw a not possible railway bridge between Taiwan and China. So we have to quickly remove it and everything's all back to normal. And this is a previous achievement by both OpenStreetMap and Wikidata community in Taiwan. We have mapped all the village in Taiwan. A village in Taiwan is one of the smallest administration unit in Taiwan. There are over 8,000 near 8,000 village in Taiwan. So it'll be, and we also have created Wikidata items on Wikidata. So it can cross link each other. Wikidata have the OpenStreetMap link, and on Wikidata, we also have the OpenStreetMap relation ID to represent the village. And previously, we have using Hot Task Manager during mapping parties. And one of the collaboration course with the university. And some people might have remembered back at April, we have a big earthquake in Taiwan. And we have to thank everybody who had joined the mapping taxing manager urgent projects to help Taiwanese people to have a better map on OpenStreetMap. And this is an overview that we have imported. And today's we will focus on address because it's most complicated situations. And the volume of these addresses are quite big. And you have to have some programming skill to deal with it. And we have deal with AED, emergency shelters, ETC pole, iBox, address node, village boundary, drinking water points, place and name in Taiwanese local language, and some more emergency case like hydrants. In the past, we had some bad experience of importing emergency shelters. And you can see the familiar ID on the change set. And there are so many nodes that didn't fill in their coordinates. So they all fall into known islands. And I think for hard-hearted German mappers, I figures there's something problem with it. So they had decided to remove all those nodes, emerging shelter nodes in the new islands. Okay, this is other discussions going on. At that time, that Taiwanese community didn't have the skills to fix these issues because emerging shelter is quite a big data set in Taiwan. Because Taiwan is found to it is easy to have earthquake or typhoon every year. So the local government of Taiwan has a list of these emerging shelters, and its size is quite big. And in that time, the community didn't have the capacity to do it, so we have to thank the heartwarmed German mappers to fix the issues. Okay, here go to the village boundary import. Because due to the nature of relation editing process, quite complicated. You have to do it in semi-automatic approach to do the import. And while at the same time, we also link to the government ID of this village. That is called the Code of Household Register System and Conspirations Information Systems. And in that time, we have found out that this code had changed. These codes there are different agencies in charge of this code. Originally, it is from the originally it's a Directorate General of Budget, and then changed to the Department of Household Registrations. And at that time, we only follow the old data sets. So we have missing many new household, or there's some disbanded village that we didn't take care about it. And in Taiwan, it's quite common to have a big village built due to it has a large populations. And finally, we have some community member have programmed toys to monitor these chains, to monitor the government datasets files. And when they release new datasets, we will know there will be a new village on the way to be established, over village that will disband in the future. So you can do it in advance on Wikidata, but on OpenStreetMap, we still have to wait until the actual date that they will be founded or disband, and then doing the cleanup. Here are some network analysis by the Chinese mapper that help us to figure out there's some problem of the data sets. That there are some times that a township had no village at all, but that's not the case. So we are missing some father-son relationship between the township and the village. Another case is a village has mutable father relation, and that is definitely not right, according to the knowledge of the village in Taiwan. So we also have, thanks for the Chinese mapper, we have fixed these issues on OpenStreetMap. And this is a famous one, and if you're a Wikipedia guy, that you might know this LJS boat have massively imported so many items on Wikidata and also both on Wikipedia. And they have caused some problem because we might already have something maybe on Chinese Wikipedia or English Wikipedia. We have a manual merge it on Wikidata. And also it will affect OpenStreetMap because we have to have a unique Wikidata item number for it. And here we go to the river datasets. That in Taiwan, Taiwanese government have a river code, but unfortunately not every river have a name, river or creek have a name has a correspondent river code. So for the community, we have to decide if it's okay to create it, even though it's not on the government data set, to create it on OpenStreetMap and both Wikidata. And it's quite a hard way because you have to do manual editing these rivers, like to create its Wikidata, OpenStreetMap item. Okay, let's go into the today's talk's main focus, that is the address. That this is, before we start the address Taichung importing process, we done something, uploaded first on the text, I think this is beta OpenStreetMap servers first, to make sure everything is okay. And we also have a issue about should we keep the house number hall suffix for the, sorry. All right. And we access on our community channel, the Facebook group of OpenStreetMap Taiwan. And we decided to keep the suffix because it will be very convenient if you have to do manual review. If you have the suffix, it will be much easier because sometimes after the hall, there might be the -1, -2, and you might have, if the hall number is there, it'll be much easier to distinguish these two kind of address format. And the Taichung address imported is they have both the local TWD 96 coordinate system and also WGS 84, and that make the importing work quite easy, honestly. And we also have to convert that the township, that the township is not in the not in the written word form. It is in the code format. So we have to convert the number into the character format. And for the number part, that it is a folded characters. We also have to convert it to the half-wide character set to make the address format not that strange. And I using the text processor and combined with regex. And you might have some question. Maybe you should use Python to do the job. I'll be honest about it, that I'm not that familiar with Python's package. So I just use the most familiar toys to do the job. And okay, I already mentioned that the household registration system code, they will have to convert it into the characters for the town name or the city name. And the full wide character into half wide character number for the household for the house number. And we also have to, due to some process convenience, we have to build road name address system and the non-road name address system into two separate workflow to make the converting process more smoothly, to make it the complication much more lower compared to if you combine it together and process together. There will be quite a huge, might make some huge mistake or miss. And also we have to combine the road, land, alley into a single form to fill in the address street format. We also have to split house number, floor, and unit to different fields to corresponding to the OpenStreetMap format. And right now we have these cities or counties that have all the address points imported. And most recently case is the New Taipei city. I think I have done the import 2 months ago for New Taipei city. And you can have a look at the OpenStreetMap.org to see how dense is the address nodes in these city areas. And I have to warn you that due to some arrow toys didn't have consider the address board. It might have some error when you open the ID editor, but it should be a separate address node for first forward, second forward, third forward. Here's an example of full wide characters figures that we have to convert to half white characters figures to make it not that strange to process. Sorry. And we also have to deal, because these address nodes are probably converted from many different systems. Like a system might be 1918's developed, and they have to convert to the 1919 information system. And now is 2024. So maybe due to the conversion of this dataset from different computer system, we might have something called square words that it has question marks in the middle of it. It shouldn't be in the case. It should be have the characters to represent these different question marks, squared stuff. So I have to manually look at it one by one to make sure what is the missing characters and to fix it. We also have some special house number cases. They'll add something, after the house number, they have something, some special words or special number as a suffix. And the number is quite high, so you might sometimes you have to manually check it and decide how to spell it by regular express. And this part is quite the difficult part of using just the text processor plus a regular express to do the job. And after they imported, that we have found out that there are so many alleys that didn't have names. So by the French guys' toys, we can see the red dot that represent, there's address node there, but the nearby street are missing the names. So on the OpenStreetMap Taiwan's, on the board of OpenStreetMap Taiwan, there's a guy from OSM France that have the comments, because they find out there are so many errors in Taiwan, the address nodes, so they'll make sure if this is the right reactions by these toys. And we tell them, yes, it should be that way, because we have some place that in Taiwan that there's not much OpenStreetMap mapper there, and not every street has the name recorded on OpenStreetMap. So I asked them to keep this error and wait for the community to fix it. And here's some example of some address in Taiwan. One of the tallest building around the world, Taipei 111. Each floor have address nodes, and sometimes has a union. Like the first floor, Unit 1, 53 floor, Unit 3. So it's more than 100 address node in that address, in that locations. And here's an example that we have an election this year that one of the president candidate have a house in the north of Taipei that due to some tax reductions, they have built its each room has its own address nodes, and also possible to look at on the OpenStreetMap. They also have a 99 address household number nodes of that locations, and it's a reflect on the government datasets and also on OpenStreetMap datasets. And sometimes we have, after we imported, the government, local government has doing some house number address cleanup and rename the address, like from a non-street system to a street system address format. And we have to manually find out and convert the address to its newest form, newest information. And here's a tragedy that is happening probably more than 10 years ago, the August 8th floor and the destruction of the Xiaoding village. That even for now, today, that place, no one's lived there. The address nodes still keep in the government systems. It should be cleaned up. But right now, on the address node imported OpenStreetMap, we adding some notes to remind everybody that this place no one lived there because it already destroyed it. Yeah, and maybe we should talk to the government to maybe to remove these address nodes because nowadays nobody live there. Okay, here's the other important data set that I already mentioned. And the under process part is the power cabinet, street lamp, power poles. But these three types of data sets are quite complicated and the number is quite huge. The volume is quite huge. So right now we just have something testing for this data sets, but we didn't have the best way to deal with it. Okay, here is my last slide. And you can find me out on both Wikidata OpenStreetMap projects and also your interest in Taiwan's mapping. You can join OpenStreetMap Taiwan's Facebook group or also the Telegram group. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean. Are there any questions from the room? If you have any question, yeah.
Thank you. For the example that you show where the flood, yeah, that one. Is it that the structures were destroyed? Like the structures are gone?
It was covered by a slum.
Oh, so there's nothing.
No, not the building all were covered.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And some people have know the situation bad, so already move out during the disaster. But most of the people didn't make it. Yeah, that's a big tragedy. More than 10 years ago.
Yeah, thank you. Any other question? Okay.
Hi, great work. That's amazing. I used to work in government, so I know how chaotic the systems can be. Just importing it is a great, great work. The question I have to ask is maintaining it. Is that just going to be crowdsourced, or are you going to repeat this import process once a decade or something interesting like that?
There's two ways to do it. Just change the address that is changed. That's one way. Another way is clean it up and then replace it with the new one. These are the two approaches right now. And they might, because Taichung is our first example, so maybe there's so many addresses should be changed. And the community already, if there's some local community there, they are clean up those already tear down buildings and remove the address nodes. So right now there's a manual effect to do it.
Yeah, thank you. We have one question from the venue list. It's asking that, is it just one-time imports or did your team remember to do monthly updates too?
Okay, then I have to honestly speaking that we didn't think that much. Maybe in the time that is, there's so many difference between the current address released by government and the OpenStreetMap address nodes, then we might consider planning to make it the newest datasets.
Yeah, any more question from the room? Okay.
It's
No, Mike's not. Okay.
thank you. So your process for conflation, because there are some existing addresses on OSM in Taiwan, your process is to delete the existing and replace with the open data?
Because the already exist address nodes there are quite small number compared to import stuff. So we manually doing some merge to make sure that there is no duplicate address nodes.
Okay, but you're keeping the data that is already in
Yeah,
OSM. That might
right.
be more correct than the import.
Maybe, and we respect the editing and history. So we were doing the merge.
Okay, thank you. My question is, I want to understand the way you are doing the quality assurance check on the data before importation.
Okay, because expect the Taichung address import. Most of the assets are in TWG 97 coordinate system. So we have to do some, we have to compare to the recent OpenStreetMap datasets that I usually will use JOSM to compare if there's some offset or something like that. Or there might be a case that this address should be in the X townships, but it appears on Y townships. So for the new typicities cases, that will manually doing some to search for all the address in the X township to see if there's some address nodes that go to other places, and then manual to move the wrong location to the correct location. So we have done some QA before we upload to OpenStreetMap. And also we have some announcement on the OpenStreetMap forum, OpenStreetMap Taiwan's sub page. And also we have also all upload those dataset into GitHub. And if there's anyone who want to double check it, they can download it and load it into QGIS or JOSM to manually check it. Yeah, and I think that's the way we do the QA before upload it to OpenStreetMap. But of course, sometimes we miss something. So sometimes the OpenStreetMap community have they found out some error and they will report back and I'll do the fix. Yeah.
Thank you. Any more questions? We are like 8 minutes towards a coffee break. If you have any more questions. If not, then let's clap for Shan as he leaves the stage.